Magic Makers. I'm Mombierella.
And I'm CJPeterson, and we're here still at the Lone Star Convention Center in Conroe, Texas for Comic Conroe. And we're here talking to Lucy from the Star Trek Zavala group. Oh, yes.
Live long and prosper.
Yeah, we had to do her yesterday. Okay, we got to do it a different way with her.
Okay.
Oh, no, I got it now.
You got it?
I got it.
We had to hold our fingers together.
It was my left hand, and I'm like, my left hand doesn't work.
You have to practice sometimes. You have to practice.
I'm trying. We're trying.
I can do the more.
So for those who are what do you do?
We're members of STARFLEET International, which is a worldwide association of Star Trek fan groups, and the USS Zavala represents the greater Houston area. We are in many ways like the social club, and we also do volunteer and charity work.
So, what areas is it? Are y'all specifically in the Houston area?
Yes, Houston area, the greater Houston area, because we have members even in College Station, all the way down to Kima, and then from Deer Park to Katy. So we cover a wide area.
What do you do as far as like your social?
We have a business meeting once a month where we make our plans for our next activities or the next concert coming up. We have quarterly Star Trek themed parties. Like the next one we have coming up is celebrating First Contact Day.
Okay.
First Contact Day.
Geeking me is like, yeah. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
In the fall, we have a Bajoran Gratitude Festival.
No way.
Yes, we do. And we do the burning of the renewal scrolls, just like Major Kira did. We go through the whole ceremony, you know. And we sometimes go as groups to see movies. We like all science fiction, not just Star Trek. We like all the science fiction or fantasy or even the superheroes. You know, we'll go and see movies together sometimes. We get together with other chapters around Texas as well. There's chapters in San Antonio and Beaumont and the Dallas-Fort Worth area, all the way to El Paso and Lubbock. And a couple of times a year we try to get people from other chapters together so we can meet and socialize with them as well.
I have to tell you, my husband and I got married in Texas.
Oh my goodness, how wonderful. Well, some of it can be pretty bad if you're not a Klingon, you know.
But we had to.
Absolutely. One of our favorites, we like to have the Andorian ale at our parties. That's the blue liqueur. So that's always very good. It just depends on who your bartender is to make your drink. But we try to celebrate all those different aspects of Star Trek.
So you said you'll go to movies and stuff sometimes. Do y'all dress up whenever you go?
We do sometimes, and then we also have chapter T-shirts that have our names on them and the USS Zavala. So sometimes when we're casual, you know, we will wear just our matching T-shirts.
Very cool. So as a group, do you do any, like, I know you mentioned Comic Conroe, do you do any other type of groups?
Once a year, the members of Starfleet in Texas and Louisiana have what we call a summit.
Okay.
And so we have people from all over Texas and Louisiana get together. And then once a year, Starfleet has an international conference.
No way.
Yes.
Where have these people been all my life?
So we just love to get together, you know, because we talk the same language, you know. We talk the same language. If I said nacelle, you would know what a nacelle was, you know, okay? You know what the warp core is.
Yep. Don't ever blow it.
That's right. Don't ever have to eject the warp core. You'll be dead in space.
Yep.
So we just like to get together and share those fan things, you know, that we do. And then constructing the booths are a lot of fun as well. We try to have different things each year, you
You guys have
know.
had some fun backdrops.
Yes, we have.
Like one of them was a big, huge table.
It was a replica of Kirk's conference room table on the original Enterprise with the chairs that are very reminiscent of what they used to call kind of tulip chairs from the 1960s, of course. So the original series was filmed in the 1960s. It looks a lot like furniture from that era. But we do have one of the members of our group that's his dining room table and chairs.
No way.
Yes, he has that in his dining room, and he was kind enough to let us haul it all the way up here to Conroe and set it up. And then the last time we had Comic Conroe, we had the Borg regeneration chamber.
Yes, last year.
Yes, with the Locutus of Borg. And so this year we decided to do a bigger transporter pad, because that's something a lot of people associate with Star Trek, is being me up. You know?
Tall enough that you and I can be.
Yeah, just, we tried to make it as tall as our backdrop would go. So that's what we did special this year, just for Conroe. The people here at Comic Conroe are so good to us and so generous, and they give us a big open space, and so we can do something on a bigger scale than we do in some other venues.
Have you ever had the opportunity to meet any of non-Star Trek?
Yes, I've had the pleasure of getting to meet quite a few of them. In fact, week before last, I was on Star Trek The Cruise, and there were some 30 Star Trek actors on the cruise. Just imagine 3,000 Trekkies on a boat on the ocean.
That's like my dream cruise.
We had a fabulous time.
So like all the entertainment and everything was themed around.
Yes. Oh yes. And the actors did all kinds of entertainment every night. There was different entertainment. And like Robert Picardo, who played the Doctor on Voyager, he has a marvelous singing voice. Yes, so he sang one night, and then another night there's the Star Trek Rat Pack, kind of reminiscent of Frank Sinatra and their attack. And it had 5 of the Star Trek actors who have marvelous voices, including Casey Biggs, who has played Klingons and Cardassians, and Max Gradinchik, who played Rom in the Ferengi. He has a marvelous singing voice. You wouldn't think that to look at him, but he does. And so the entertainment is just really wonderful, because the actors get to kind of stretch their wings and do other performances, you know, and getting to meet them. We see them all around the ship. I mean, you might ride the elevator with John Delancey.
Super heavy.
So we have a wonderful time. Yes, so it's a great experience. If you like big Star Trek conventions, it's like a Star Trek convention on a boat, you know, and you're at sea for 7 days with these people.
So, okay, so my husband's first event was actually a Star Trek convention. And this was well before we were married. And it's funny because I'd never been to anything like this until the last couple of years. And he looked at me and he goes, yeah, I went to that years ago. I even was going to make the uniform and everything. And I'm just like, how have I missed all this? All these years I've missed all this. I don't know where this, like she said, where was I? As far as like the uniforms and all the different outfits and everything, does everything have to be like specifically from the movie and the show?
Well, I think the Starfleet group is a little different from some other fan groups in that we have more flexibility. We allow more flexibility. Of course, there's so many different Star Trek series now, and each series, and sometimes each season in each series, has a different look of costume. So we let people pick whatever one is their favorite. We don't make them get a specific type, you know. They can get whichever one they like, and that gives them the flexibility to be creative, you know. And we want people to be comfortable, because we're often in these uniforms for a long time. So you certainly want to be comfortable. And I think our uniforms are more comfortable than some of the other fan groups. I mean, we don't have to wear helmets, you know, so we don't have to wear all these masks and helmets that get hot and uncomfortable. Although sometimes our uniform jackets can get kind of warm, you know, in the summertime.
Ours is the Star Trek Pathfinder.
I would try to play this.
The full jacket and the
It's
full
like holding down, it's like sucks every you have nothing.
Right. Oh yes. Well, of course, I'm not in a typical Star Trek outfit now.
But I like it.
Well, this is harkening back to one of the Star Trek The Next Generation episodes. The holodeck. Well, not exactly the holodeck. Q. You remember Q?
Yes.
All right. Q beams the crew of the Next Generation Enterprise to Sherwood Forest. and they all look like Robin Hood and those characters. And Picard ends up fighting the Sheriff of Nottingham. Yes, no, Data was Friar Tuck. Yes, it's Friar Tuck. So we just kind of did a riff off of that this time to do something a little different. And so today I'm in a Renaissance type dress, but tomorrow I'll be back in uniform.
I do know that y'all wear the uniform fun, but sometimes y'all actually go all out with the alien racing as well, or whatever.
Yes, sometimes. Yes, polygons. Yeah. Sometimes it just depends on the occasion, and how much time you may have, what it's going to be.
So how can people who are interested in doing this, because like any Star Trek geeks, come on, how do they find you?
We do have a Facebook group. It's Starship USS Zavala, NCC 100101, SFI. So they can just put in the search engine USS Zavala, will pop up. Zavala. Zavala is a very famous name in Texas history. That's what we're named after. Okay. Lorenzo de Zavala was the first vice president of the Republic of Texas.
Oh, interesting.
And in the Texas Navy, there was a ship named after him called the Zavala, and was a Texas Navy warship. So that's kind of our history, and many Star Trek vessels harken back to various points in history. Like in the Star Trek episodes you watch, you'll hear the name Constellation and Galileo, a lot of things.
Mine is Pathfinder. I came up with
Melbourne, okay. They use a lot of historical names for a lot of vessels and shuttlecrafts and things throughout Star Trek. So our organization lets us pick something that is relevant to us. And so the name Zavala was picked for this particular chapter of Starfleet. And if they're interested in learning more about Starfleet, it's sfi.org.
So much.
You're welcome. It's good to see you both again this year, and we've been having a wonderful time at Comic Conroe. We appreciate all the assistance that we're given.
Thank you so much for giving a lot of your time to talk to us today. So one more time, say goodbye to everybody.
Live long and prosper.
Long and prosper.